Hey guys and gals, Jim back here with another update. This is the bottom of the K'tinga, the bottom of the main hall, whatever you want to call it. I got all that paintwork done now and all that, so I thought I'd share it with you and some new information and all that. So we'll take that. That's the cutout from the box art with the paintwork on it and stuff, and as you can see, that's my model. Colors are pretty darn close and everything. Can't get much closer to that, I don't think. One thing I will share is when I mix my paints, I do them with I like to mix my paints in natural daylight. Sun coming through the windows and stuff. Because if you mix them under different light conditions, they're going to look different. So I like to mix them under natural daylight, and that's when I can get as close as possible to what I want. If you do it with incandescent lighting, they're going to have a different tone. If you do it under fluorescent lights, they're going to have a different tone. If you do it under LED lights, they're going to look like they're a different tone. So I've been mixing all my colors under regular, normal, natural light conditions and stuff, and and like I said, it's getting washed out, but that those very light panels on there, that's actually like I said, it's like a real cool minty green, or more. You can best compare it to a cucumber. Actually, all three colors. You got your darker skin on your rind. When you cut a slice off of the cucumber, you're going to have a little bit of a lighter green, and then when you get closer to the center of the cucumber, the main part that you eat without the the peels or the skin on it, whatever you want to call it, it's almost like a real pale, light minty green color. That's why I refer to it almost like a cucumber green, because it's got that color to it and stuff. And with the naked eye, it's got a real nice, pretty green shade to it and stuff. But the camera washes it out, makes it look almost white. But it's there. It's that color that they show on the box. Another thing, I spoke to Jamie Hood at round 2 this morning. There's a couple other guys that built this, and they didn't divulge, what colors they used, their mixes or nothing. And, that's why there's certain things I'm not sharing and stuff, as far as what other colors, other than the white, what other color I used to get the green that I wanted, that best closely, comes to match the box art and everything. I prefer not to, because there's other gentlemen, nobody else has been sharing this stuff. You ask them questions, they don't reply back and stuff. It's all about sharing things. But anyway, I spoke to Jamie Hood, and I talked to him about, since they got an updated instruction sheet that you can download on their website, if you go to collectormodel.com, that's Round 2's website, and they got an updated instruction sheet that's all the parts are numbered better, the parts are more clearly defined and everything, so there's less chance of making mistakes. That's the one where he contacted me before they printed it and asked me that if it if it was okay and all that, and if it took care of all the issues with the instructions. And I told him, yeah, go ahead, it looked great to me. I studied it over for a couple hours and got back in touch with him. I spoke to him this morning about if I give him all my paint mixes, the colors I use to achieve them and everything, and some instructions and all that stuff, and some photos of my finished model, if my painted model, if he'd like to add that to their website. And he says, yeah, sure, go ahead. That's not a bad idea, because there's a lot of people are familiar with building Star Trek models, but there's a lot of people that are buying this that don't actually build Star Trek models. They might not have never built a model that's got this much detailed paintwork and stuff. So I told him, I said, I thought it would be a nice idea to add that to your instructions, and let people, I don't know why they didn't do it in the first place, tell them exactly what colors they used to mix it and stuff. The colors they have listed in their paint callouts, I'm using Altamia's. A lot of the Model Master colors aren't available because Rust-Oleum bought testers out a while back, and they're doing away with a lot of the Model Master colors and stuff. It's pretty much almost like your basic colors that they got. A lot of those different military greens and stuff that might have been close matches, Good luck if you could find them. It might be like a mom and pop type hobby shop, but a lot of the places, even I'm ordering a lot of stuff from Hobby Link because it's a 3/4 ounce bottle of Tamiya acrylic for $2.70. You're going to pay probably more than double that in a hobby store, and that's so. But a lot of the stores that I checked out online and stuff, they're not carrying a lot of the Model Master colors that I've used through the years, so that's why I switched to the Tamiya and went with the acrylics. I like working with them. You know, they're easier to clean up and stuff, but like I said, I'm basing everything off of the Tamiya colors. And that the colors they call out on the backs are going to get you started, but you're gonna have to be mixing, you know, to get the greens like I did and stuff. And for certain reasons, because I was nitpicked so much I didn't know what I was talking about, the colors not being correct. Well, you know, the proof is in the pudding. Here's my painted model that I'm doing and stuff, and as you saw the cardboard cutout from the box art and stuff, it's pretty darn close, if not just right on. So those side of the I guess you could call them the pylons that hold the nacelles in place, I call them part of the wings. Those were probably the worst part to mask off and paint, because the little lines, like they've got a lot of scribe lines in here that separate the different panels. The ones on the inside, it's not a mold mistake. It's just they're not really well defined, so they're hard to really pick out and stuff. It's almost like you got to take like when you used to be in school, a kid, you know, when they told you to bring some leaves to school, you used to put them underneath a piece of paper and rub a pencil over, and you'd get the pattern. That's almost what you had to do with the tape, is, you know, really burnish it down so you could find where the defining lines for the different sections for the different colors, the two shades of the green were and stuff. And like I said, the darkest green, that's my base coat on the whole model. Then I went to the medium green, then I went to the light green. But you know, I'm probably going to be working on that over the weekend and the beginning of next week, and get some stuff over to Jamie Hood so he can put some more information on their website, and hopefully in the future put more information in the models and stuff if they continue to you know, make new kits to sell and stuff, you know, keep on manufacturing. I don't know how many runs they're going to do of this or not. You know, it seems like they make so many and then they stop for a couple of years, then they'll bring them back out again. So, but I just suggested to them that it might be helpful for a lot of the newer modelers or people who don't paint or nothing like that. And I mean, even the guy that built theirs for the box art, he was using spray cans, emptying spray cans into cups and mixing colors out of that, because I guess he was up in Canada or something, they really don't have the model paints available like they do down here and stuff, and I guess they're harder to get a hold of or whatever. But and I'm going to point out something too. There's another gentleman that actually built this for round 2. You know, the kit was given to him to do a build out of the box builds to kind of show people what you can achieve with it. And I'll tell you what, after looking at some of his photos, I'm not going to mention names or his channel or nothing like that, but a lot of his photos that he's shown, his model compared to the studio model, there were actually pictures of the studio model that he used. It wasn't his painted model, because his painted model, when it was finished, it didn't look anything like it does on the box art or nothing like that. And he had some phony pictures up there, actually downloaded from the studio model website and stuff. So you know, I think he's just trying to throw people a quick one and stuff, and you know, and that, and there's a couple other people, you know, they're painting theirs up a little differently, but like I says, once I get this all painted, the whole thing's going to be weathered, and all these colors will blend in a lot more and stuff, you know. And I wish I could get focused in enough where you could see that. That's actually like a real pale minty green color, but right now I got the sun hitting it almost direct and everything and stuff. So, but anyway, and the camera washes out. But anyway, I just thought I'd share this with you real quick, where I'm at. Starting to do a little bit more detail work. Now that's the medium green. Those few areas on the neck there, the bottom of the neck, that's a medium green. There's also a couple areas on the bridge, on the lower dome, not the big raised dome where the red lights are going to be. The windows are lit up red, but the lower dome, the big wide one, like kidney bean shape, you can almost call it. There are some darker green panels than the base coat and stuff, and a lot of that isn't called out or shown in the on the paint diagrams and stuff. But if you look at the studio model or the cover, the top of the box, the cover art, you can see on each side of that dome, the lower dome, on each side there's a couple panels that are a darker green and stuff. So I'm shooting for that. I haven't seen nobody do that little add-on yet with the different shades. I got a lot of issues about the nacelles. If you watch the Star Trek motion picture movie, and you see, I know they build parts of models that are, much bigger than the filming of the model itself. Like they got a couple models they built of strictly the nacelles. They actually do have a Aztec pattern, real fine and tight Aztec pattern, like a marble effect and stuff. I'm not shooting for that. Unless I can find some real tiny Aztec decals or something, but they are basically all green, and they're Aztec, like different shades of greens and stuff, and all that. There's, I see a lot of these are getting painted black. I mean, each individual, it's up to them. I'm probably going to shoot just for a darker green on there to give it the effect. But not the black or the NATO black or the gray color, dark gray or nothing like that. I'm shooting more for the different shades of greens and everything, because I think it'll look a lot closer to studio model and all that. So like I said, pretty much I got the biggest chore done. All the masking on the main hull and stuff is done now. So now it's just going to be a bunch, all the little detail painting, your different your engine grills and stuff like that. A detail on the head, a detail on the nacelle, stuff like that. So it's just going to be a lot of little quick masking off some small areas and shooting it with paint and to get into different colors. And I'll probably have to do some experimenting and mixing with them and get them to the right tone that I want to. But this might be the last video up until I get her completely painted and weathered and everything, because that's just going to be a lot of little stuff quick to do, and I don't want to keep wasting time. But I just wanted to show you guys that you can get it with the right mixes and stuff. You can get just like it looks on the box art there, and I think it looks pretty darn good. This is going to be one nice model when it's finished up too, and it's going to look awful good next to my big refit and stuff. So also I'll throw the bird of prey in there too, because I did build that one a few years back and lit that one all up too, so they'll look good together. So till the next time, you guys all have a good one. Happy modeling. Hope these videos are helping you guys out, and I'm sure once I get some stuff done over the weekend and contact Jamie Hood next week at round 2, hopefully they'll put it up on their website as far as the paint colors, how I'm achieving them, how I'm mixing them, the ratios, what colors I'm using. Also, if anybody wants to find out from me, people that I associate with and follow, I leave my email address in each video in the description box. Feel free to contact me by email, and I'll be more than happy to share with you, what I'm coming up with. Like I said, there's a couple other guys that painted their own styles and their own patterns and stuff. They didn't really follow the patterns like I got here, like on the box art and stuff, but to each his own. I mean, if you want to go ahead and paint the whole thing purple or something, that's to each model. I know I got one gentleman that contacted me, says he didn't know, how to mask everything or whatever, and he didn't know what exact colors to use, and he just used rattle cans and kind of painted it to his liking. There's not a problem. There's no rules in this hobby, but I'm trying to get the best look and most accurate look to the studio model that I can. And like I said, once it's weathered and all these colors are toned down and blended in, it's gonna look. I think it's gonna look awesome. So, but anyway, we'll be talking to you till the next time. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for all the great comments you guys been leaving me. Thanks to all my new subscribers. And till the next time, happy modeling, and we'll be talking to you. Bye.